Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into a topic that's often in the headlines but not always fully understood: immigration. Specifically, we're going to talk about the top 10 countries where illegal immigrants in the US are coming from. Now, this is a complex and sensitive issue, but it's also one that affects millions of lives, both here in the US and abroad. So let's approach this with curiosity and an open mind, and maybe even learn something new along the way. Ready? Let's go. First up, let's talk about Mexico. It's no secret that Mexico has historically been the largest source of illegal immigration to the U.S. In fact, according to recent data from the Pew Research Center, about 50% of all undocumented immigrants in the U.S. are from Mexico. That's a staggering number when you think about it. But why is this the case? Well, it's a mix of factors: proximity, economic opportunities, and sometimes even family ties. For many, the U.S. represents a chance for a better life, even if the journey is risky and the status uncertain. Next, we have the countries of Central America: El Salvador, Guatemala, and Honduras. These three nations make up what's often called the Northern Triangle, and they're a significant source of illegal immigration to the U.S. In fact, combined, they account for about 20% of the undocumented population in the country. But here's something fascinating. Many of these immigrants fleeing not just poverty, but also extreme violence and political instability. For example, El Salvador has one of the highest homicide rates in the world, and gangs like MS-13 have made life unbearable for many families. It's a heartbreaking reality. And it's no wonder so many are willing to risk everything for a chance at safety. Now, let's shift our focus to Asia. Did you know that India and China are also among the top 10 countries of origin for illegal immigrants in the US? It might surprise you, but it's true. Many of these immigrants come on valid visas, like student or work visas, and then overstay. In fact, according to the Department of Homeland Security, overstaying visas is now the primary way people become undocumented, surpassing border crossings. And here's a fascinating stat. In 2023 alone, over 1,000,000 Indian nationals were estimated to have overstayed their visas in the US. That's a huge number, and it reflects the growing economic and educational ties between the two countries. Moving south, we have countries like Ecuador, Brazil, and Venezuela. Venezuela in particular has seen a massive exodus in recent years due to its ongoing political and economic crisis. In fact, over 7 million Venezuelans have fled the country since 2015, and many of them have made their way to the US. What's interesting is that Venezuelans often face unique challenges when they arrive. For example, they're more likely to seek asylum compared to other groups, and their cases can take years to resolve. It's a tough situation, but it's also a reminder of how interconnected our world really is. Now, let's talk about the Philippines. You might not think of the Philippines as a major source of illegal immigration, but it's actually in the top 10. Many Filipinos come to the U.S. on work visas, particularly in industries like healthcare and domestic work. But when those visas expire, some choose to stay rather than return home. And here's something you might not know. The Philippines is one of the largest recipients of remittances, money sent back home by overseas workers. In 2022 alone, Filipinos abroad sent back over $36 billion to their families. That's a huge part of the country's economy, and it shows just how much these workers sacrifice to support their loved ones. Finally, we have the Caribbean nations, particularly the Dominican Republic and Haiti. Haiti in particular has been in the news a lot lately due to its ongoing political instability and natural disasters. In fact, after the 2010 earthquake, many Haitians were granted temporary protected status, TPS, in the US, but not everyone qualifies, and some end up staying illegally. And here's a fascinating fact. The Dominican Republic shares the island of Hispaniola with Haiti, but the two countries have very different economies and immigration patterns. It's a reminder that even within the same region, the reasons for migration can vary widely. So there you have it, the top 10 countries where illegal immigrants in the US are coming from. But here's the thing. Behind every statistic, there's a human story. Whether it's a family fleeing violence, a student chasing a dream, or a worker supporting loved ones back home, immigration is about people. And while the debate over immigration policy is complex and often heated, it's important to remember that at its core, this is a deeply personal issue for millions of people. What do you think about this topic? Have you ever met someone with an immigration story that stuck with you? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And if you found this video informative, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more content like this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.